Welcome back, friends. I thought I'd make a video of a sunset by just using this little sketch that I made a little short while ago. If you'd like to paint along, I'll include a link in the description that you can make a free download, print it out on your printer, and transfer it onto your canvas. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. Or you could use a projector if you have one. At the end of this video, I do something kind of crazy. So follow along, paint along if you'd like. I'm Strathburn. Let's get started. With a painting like this, I don't normally put a design on the canvas first, but just for demonstration purposes, you can use carbon paper, as shown here, to the left. Put it between the canvas and the paper. Secure it with some tape. And trace over it with something solid like an ink pen, shown here. Again, this is something I don't normally do. I'm showing this here just for demonstration purposes. The oil paint that I use is called Griffin Alkyd. And of course, from the name, it's got a lot of alkyd base in it, so it dries much faster than your standard oil paint. This will dry in 24 hours, easy. Lemon yellow, light red, Payne's gray, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, and of course white. This here is odorless paint thinner, and occasionally I will use a brighter red, just cadmium red at times. I like to start by mixing up some major colors. This is a violet color. I use Payne's gray and alizarin crimson. Makes a nice violet color to work into the darks. We never want to use just straight black. It makes our paintings look really dull. So any kind of a black color, if you mix some reds in it, some deep reds, get some more interesting darks. Just going to lubricate the canvas just a little bit with odorless lens cleaner. Not much, just a little tiny bit. And then we're going to just work in a little white. Make sure that's thoroughly mixed into the fabric. Okay, we'll take some lemon yellow. All sunsets got to have some yellow in them, don't they? I'll take a little of the red and we'll kind of get an orange color on the perimeters. Oh, just to touch a little white here and there. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this white, mix it in with that violet that we made, just a really light violet color, and we'll work some of that in right in here. We'll put that in with a little brush here. And some of these that are closer to the sun need to have a little more red in them. And we'll just put some mountains, distant mountains in here. And now we're going to take just a little bit more violet on a fan brush and get it nice, it wants to be nice and thin, so we want to get some lens cleaner on the brush. And a little more white in there. And take a rigger. Same color. Not too careful. And we're going to put just a little tiny bit of red in these. Okay, now let's mix up some green. And I make my greens with, I don't use any commercial greens. I use Payne's Gray and Lemon Yellow. Now we want to, this green is in front of the sun. We're going to sunset, so it's going to be a lot of red in it. So we're going to take some of this light red, put it in the green, but we don't want to mix it up entirely. We'll leave some marbled colors in there. And we'll take a fan brush. Just all right there. And we'll take some red, lemon yellow, and we'll put some orange just where the sun is kind of shining through on some of these. And now some darks, which is the mixture of Payne's Gray and Alizarin Crimson. We'll just put some darks in here. Now we'll just take some white, pure white, and just make a little touch right there. And we'll just kind of work it around lightly. A little bit more, right in the center. Okay, a little more violet. One more green. And let's start to put some trees right up in here. Put one just right in here. Another one here. Now we take some of the lighter purple, we'll put some trees in the background that are not quite as dark. Now let's mix up some more orange, because those trees, the closer they get to the sun, are going to be orange. They're not going to be green or purple anymore. So we'll work them from purple to orange. Just add a few more purple ones in here. Like this. And then we're going to change it to orange. Mix some orange in there. We'll mix that orange in with a little bit of purple first. More orange. Yeah, we'll try a little, just tiny bits of palette knife here. There we go. Back to the brush. And back to the fan brush. And now we need a little darker color. right at the base. Just touching. Now we need some greens. And as the greens get closer to where that sun's shining, then they're going to get more orange. And we want that greenish orange to work its way over here a little bit more. Mix up a little more green here. Mix it all in there. Okay, now let's take a palette knife and just kind of work it. And we'll take a bunch of this violet color. And we're going to put a bunch of it right down in through here. Just go crazy. Okay, now I need to mix up some more orange here. This orangish needs a lot of white. So first of all, we'll take some yellow. Some orange. A little more red in that orange there. And work some purple into that. And we'll kind of scrape this back a little bit. And we'll blend this up into here. Now, we're going to take some of this yellow and white together. It's got to be a bright yellow. And there's a place back in here I want to put some really bright reflected yellow. Right back in here. Let's see what this looks like. Kind of reflected from the sun there. There we go, just a touch. Okay, we're going to take some of this green and purple together and we're going to just put some right in here. I'm going to top it off with some orange. A little more of the green. And then some darks right along the bottom. More of the greens right here. A little orange. Okay, now take just a touch of white. We're just going to, right underneath where the sun is, we're going to put just a couple little light pieces like that. And then again, we're going to take some of this violet color and we're just going to touch it here. A couple places here and there. And you'll see what we do with this. Take the palette knife and just wiggle it. Then we'll take a little purple here with the palette knife. Right along the bank here. Okay, just take a little tiny bit of white. And we're going to just right along make a little bank. Maybe a little tiny bit of dark here. There we go. A little tiny bit of reflection. Little orange, little green. Right at the base. And pull it down. Okay, now here comes the fun stuff, right? Kind of put some terps on there, or some lens cleaner. We'll just kind of mix up some more. Start over here. And we'll put some darks. More darks. I want to put some dark reds in here. That's alizarin crimson. And let's take the orange towards the tops. Again, with that sun shining, last little bit of sun shining on those weeds. Put some orange. All right, now a little bit of stuff coming down into here. A little bit of work around this tree here. A couple little darks here. And let's see, I want to take this rigger. Put enough lens cleaner in there. Put some more alizarin crimson. Payne's gray. Nice and dark. And we'll just kind of here and there. And we'll take some of this same dark and we'll put it have to touch up again this bush here and there. Take some of the lighter, I want pure white, but then I just want to take some more of this orange and bring it a couple pieces here. Well, okay, let's call that complete. I said at the beginning of the video I'd do something crazy. Since this is a demo, I think I'll put this up for auction. The crazy thing is I'm going to start the bidding at $1. You can participate by simply clicking the link in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed this. Click the like button if you have. I'm Stephen Rathburn, and thanks for watching.